Now, who could we be fighting in this chapter? I can't quite tell. McCallus, maybe? No, Camus, you're facing the wrong way. To your left. The castle's over to your left. Oh yeah, King Ludwig. I kinda keep forgetting he exists because you never see him, and he's never really mentioned, and nobody ever really cares about him. He's so weak-willed, he might as well not even be a character. Probably because no one's actually doing anything to prevent it. Alright, so, this chapter starts pretty tough, and I guess the middle's also pretty tough. It's a fairly difficult chapter overall. Not like super difficult, but you might have some trouble here and there. Of course, thanks to Beck, it's not going to be nearly as bad, because you see all these ballistae? They're not going to be much of a problem. At least the first ones won't be. So we actually have two bosses in this chapter. Guess who one of them is? Well, first off, we have Lorenz right here. He's guarding the castle, but more importantly, we have Camus, who is going to be a very tough opponent. We're about to kill the ever-loving hell out of Camus. You want to watch? Is that it? Gonna stab him a whole lot. Oh yeah, they did do that, didn't they? I completely forgot they existed. What do you mean you were told? Camus told you directly. Hey, yeah, Dollar's gonna kill ya, so let's get you out of here. Marth suddenly coming to this realization, wait a second, you're not dead at all. I think there's a flaw in your story. And, you know, actually escorted you there, along three other dudes. Belf, Layden, and Roberts? I think that's them. I actually kind of like them. But, you know, we only ever saw them the one time, and now they're not here at all. I mean, Camus is here, but those three? I don't know, I guess they were in hiding or something like that. Because they probably only kept Camus alive because of how skilled he was, and probably his loyalty to Grust as well. I mean, he's still fighting even now, despite the fact that Grust is about to be defeated. You know, we could prevent it from being defeated if we just talked it out and Grust joined our side. You know, some methods would be easier and would result in less death, but yeah, Camus is gonna be really stubborn about this, so we're gonna have to kill him too, unless we can talk him out of it. Problem is, though, we're probably not gonna be able to talk him out of it. The other three, though, yeah, I'm gonna guess they're not as skilled and wouldn't be as loyal, so if they weren't killed in the attack, they're probably hiding, because otherwise, well, where the heck would they even be? Right, so starting off, these two ballistae at the start are pretty much your biggest concern. Of course, now my biggest concern is those generals right there who were kind of staring at Minerva kind of funny. Gotta admit, don't care for that too much. But thankfully with Hauteclair, she probably won't really be in too much danger. Plus her defense is still pretty solid as far as I know. So now our next concern is this side. There are a lot of units over here, they're very far apart, so we kinda have to space our own units far apart. We also want to make sure we don't take too few units up north, because Camus is a very tough opponent. So we gotta be wary about how many people we send upwards, but of course if we take way too many to send towards Camus, well, then there's not enough up here. So basically, my point is, head south, and you have to deal with sheer numbers. Head north, and you have to deal with sheer power. Now, of course, I'm going to be sending Marth up north because while he's not the best unit to take on Camus, you know, what with Camus having a very powerful lance that can be used at a distance, at the same time it's fitting, so that counts more than anything. He may not be the strongest or the most suited, but damn it, I will send Marth to fight in a dramatic battle against Camus, because otherwise it's just not as cool. Well, quote-unquote cool. I mean, it's Shadow Dragon, so it's not really that good, but whatever. Oh, very lucky critical from Minerva right there. To be honest, anything counts, because all these paladins, yeah, I don't really care for them too much. Also, Divine Stone really helps out in the long run, because otherwise they do a lot of damage and they can still double me no matter what, so personally, I'd prefer the less damage, but maybe that's just me, you know. Maybe other people want to be injured or something, I don't know, that's their prerogative. Of course, the fact these guys are really speedy really isn't helping me. Because, yeah, despite how fast my own units are... Wait, really? Past me? You decide... But you equip the Wing Spear, you should have gone for the guy with... Oh, whatever. Whatever, past me, you just do whatever you want, I'll let ya. It's not like I can do anything to stop you, because I'm not restarting this game. Alright, anyway, the nice thing, of course, is the fact that, oh shoot, which one was it? The, Starlight Orb? Or Star Sphere? Starlight Orb, yeah, that's it, totally. It's just the spell Starlight in the form of an orb. We actually have what we need to kill Garnif right now. But anyway, yeah, the Star... I keep wanting to call it Starlight, stop doing that. The Star Sphere, that's what we need. Oh yeah, and by the way, those paladins can cross the river, so they're going to be attacking us from the north. Isn't that just pleasant? Should be just about ready to take on the north path, so I think Julian can drop the bridge soon. Of course, the other problem is we also want to send Marth to the south for at least a little while, because otherwise he can't go to that village. And I do want to go to the village. We do not want to miss that. It's not like there are any thieves about, so I don't think anybody's really going to destroy it. And if they can, it's kind of easy to stop them from doing so. Like, watch me do it right here. I'm going to stop the hell out of these thieves who are trying to destroy a village. Alright, so you're definitely going to want, oh shoot, what's it called? The Warp Staff. Because otherwise, this chapter takes a long time. Or, I guess if you don't want to fight Camus with Marth, then it'll take just the same amount of time. And oh, look, there go all our magic stats. That super sucks, but it's not like I could promote Seda into anything else, so guess I gotta stick with that. Oh boy. But anyway, yeah, Warp Staff, very important if you want Marth to fight Camus, and to be fair, with that rapier, that would actually be a good idea. Basically, any unit who has access to cavalry killing weapons, you might want to take them along. They'll be pretty useful, so Seda's good for it. Anybody with a poleaxe, I mean, poleaxe is especially good since, of course, that'll have a... I want to say type weakness, but that's Pokemon. Apparently I've been playing Pokemon X a little too much. Anyway, yeah. The weapon weakness, so yeah, you'll actually have an advantage over the Gradivis, which is good, because Gradivis is very, very powerful. Alright, well, I don't know if this guy actually is related to Lena, but he gave us a hammer and staff which can repair certain types of weapons. I don't think it can repair dragon stones, though. Generally, the hammer and staffs can't. Like, I remember in Fire Emblem 8 they couldn't, and I actually found that very annoying because there's one dragon stone in the game, so once you use that up, you can't actually use that particular dragon ever again. Which really sucks. That was not a good idea at all. I mean, in fairness, that character is really broken. Like, the Monocat in that game, really good, but still kind of sucks that they're like, alright, yeah, you can never ever use it ever again, so make sure to make it count. Oh yeah, by the way, we have post-game maps, so you can use the unit there. Just don't overuse her, otherwise she's useless. Nope. Goodbye, guy with Devil Sword. That's probably for the best. You don't really want him Devil Swording it up. And by the way, notice how those paladins are coming in from the north? Camus moves around so he can do the same thing. I have had runs where I accidentally aggroed Camus from the south, which is not what I want. Because, you know, before he actually attacks you, he gives this big dramatic speech, and the timing would just be way off, so let's not ruin the pacing here, because, you know, God forbid we do that for Shadow Dragon. Why would we want to ruin this beautiful, amazingly done writing? That would just be a crime. Well, good job attacking the guy with the Armor Slayer. Ugh, I mean, Harden was taking a lot of hits, but he was doing a good job. Emphasis on was. Oh well, he'll make up for it later. For now, though, I guess Castor can come in and take care of that. He's also getting close to promotion. Basically, everyone is. I think I've had better runs where I promote people sooner, but yeah, not this time around. I don't know if I was doing anything wrong or what, but I guess in this game, I just wasn't very good at promoting people. Alright, yeah. Basically, you want to be careful around this point. Like, I think if I went slightly higher than this, then I would have activated Camus, or maybe to the left, I think. Like, around those fortresses is the spot you don't want to pass, because otherwise Camus is going to be like, Hey, I see somebody past this river and those mountains, and let me tell you, I got something to say to those guys. Alright, good level, Navarre. Good job on that one. Now no, I guess I'm not going to destroy that man. I'm not going to dragon him to death, at least not immediately. Now I can dragon him to death. Yeah, you definitely want to get some levels with Tiki if you're going to want to use her. I mean, in fairness, even a low level, she can kind of just destroy mage dragons like it was no thing, just by using the Divine Stone, but you know what, I'm not going to argue with more levels, quite frankly. Alright, we've got a shop and an armory over there. I want to call them both a shop, but no, one's a shop and one's an armory. There's a very distinct difference. Okay, so, next problem in this chapter is pretty soon a whole bunch of units are going to spawn. And I try to space my units out overall, just so I don't get hit too hard, but they're spaced out even farther than I am. That being said, though, the first knight's not really in too bad a position. Of course, if anyone else attacks me, I might be in a bit of trouble, but, you know, why would that happen? More reinforcements? Don't be silly. Why would that happen? There's no chance of that happening. Honestly, you're just being way too paranoid. Oh well, anyway, of course Julian's gonna go over and do all the shopping because, I'm just gonna tell you this now, there's no chance in hell he's actually beating Camus. Maybe if you use him a lot and he's gotten some good stats, maybe he could take Camus on, but I really doubt that. Sorry, Julian. Maybe in the next game you'll be better. And I suppose I'll just uncover one fort, and certainly that will not cause problems in the future. And certainly the fact that I didn't kill that knight won't cause problems in the future. That knight, though, yeah. Board is kind of made to destroy everything. That axe of his will just casually wreck everything on the enemy team. You don't have to worry too much about attack power with him. Speed, maybe, but attack power? Nah. Sorry about that. For some reason, talking for a long time generally tends to kill your voice, especially when you don't actually talk that much anyway. Imagine that. Anyway, oh, yep, there we go, more reinforcements. Of course, I don't think those guys are going to be too bad. We'll just kind of regroup towards the center and then move to the left, and they'll eventually join the team going this way. So I do want to be careful because Not only is Camus a tough unit, but there are units surrounding him, so you do want to make sure that you survive Camus, but after that you're also going to want to make sure you're not killed by anyone else. Because, you know, that is totally a thing that can happen. You might survive Camus's hit, but then some chucklefuck comes in and he's like, hey, you're at low health, and I know I have a very low percentage chance of actually hitting you, but, nah, man. Nah, you're dead now. Alright, so this is a weird strategy that I actually completely forgot I did, but yeah, short distance warp, and you're dead. And that's the power of Aura. Thank goodness I have unlimited of that. Oh, you know, part of me wishes that I could just take this through the rest of the game. I mean, in fairness, I think you actually can take the spheres through the rest of the game, but if you do, you are going to screw yourself over on actually being able to kill Garneth, because I think you can choose not to reform Starlight, but again, that is literally Garneth's only weakness. Nothing else can actually kill him. So if you try, well, I mean, it would be a pretty bad idea if you could only kill Garneth with Starlight and potentially lose out on it, so perhaps there is something else that we could do to maybe not defeat Garneth, but bypass him, but, you know, we'll have to get to that when we get to that, and of course in the long run we will be using Starlight, so gonna have to give up the Star Sphere. It's gonna be sad, but, you know, I guess it would be a little unfair if we had unlimited auras for the entire game. I mean, it'd be fun, don't get me wrong, but just a little unfair. Or alternatively, unlimited Divine Stone. I mean, we're not really facing dragons now, so Divine Stone isn't hugely useful other than, again, getting Tiki to a good level where she won't be killed by everything, but, that being said, gotta say, if I could use unlimited Divine Stone, I would. Actually, to be honest, I probably should have given it to Tiki just so she could conserve it for later, because when we do start fighting a whole lot of, what do you call them, dragons, then it's gonna be useful. And I don't like that knight right there, personally. This isn't gonna hit. Yep, thought so. Oh, Stone Heist, you're kind of a terrible weapon, but I keep using you anyway because I'm very worried that I'm gonna run out of everything else. Alright, well, we're pretty much done on this side, just that last horseman to take care of, and maybe it'll spawn a few more enemies, but we've got everything under control down here. The question is, do we have everything under control to the north? So while we finish up here, you know, my answer personally is, I'm a little worried for Marth's safety, but we'll pull through in the end. We always do. Right, so here's the squad of characters that kind of want to be healed, and they will be later, so Maria can get more experience. I know you're about to throw a lance at me, but can we talk? This is really kinda stupid, Camus. Yeah, Camus, look, can we talk through this? Because this is kinda dumb. I mean, you're not really fighting for glory if they're just kinda bowing their heads to a nation which is obviously evil. I mean, Dollar exists just to be jerks. There's not like any sort of political grayness there. Its ruler is a big ol' evil dragon that wants to kill humanity. So, you know, it's kind of obvious where we stand on that. Camus, stop being an idiot! Mommy, Daddy, don't fight! Look, look, I gotta keep fighting for this king that doesn't even make an appearance in this game. Well, I mean, you kind of already did earlier. Alright, well, that didn't work. Survive this, Marth. Oh dear. Yeah, by the way, I did actually have to improve Marth's speed with speed wings before I started this chapter, because if I didn't, Marth was definitely killed there. He cannot survive any sort of second shot from Camus. And in fact, yeah, we're going to have to lower his health a lot more if we actually want to take him on. The problem is, that is not happening, because basically everyone will just be killed immediately by him. So, plan time, let's warp Seda over, and I believe she can take a shot from Gradivis, but more importantly, she actually has support with Marth, so that both of them are a little stronger together. Yep, we can just barely survive this. Get him down thanks to that lucky critical. And finish him off with Marth. Sorry, Camus, but you kinda asked for this. I mean, you look cool. I'll give you that. I like the collar thing. I will completely admit I like high collars because of Fire Emblem. They look pretty rad, but yeah. Nonetheless, despite your good fashion sense, we do have to kill ya. So, there goes Camus. It was fun while it lasted. Would have been nice if we got to see him more, and to be honest, the whole love plot between him and Nina isn't really that well done. I mean, it's hinted at earlier in this game, but this is the only chapter where it's important. So if you're only playing Shadow Dragon, and not all the games that, well, let's be honest, you can't play anyway, because it comes up in BS Fire Emblem, which, only 2 opportunities to play that. The first time, of course, on the SNES version, second time in Fire Emblem 12. It's never been released in the US, so you can't actually see the meats or anything like that. The game has to tell you about that itself. And of course, it wasn't really that well written anyway, so, no matter what, it's kind of a weak plot, but, I don't know. That's just about it, it's not that good. What do you know? Writing in Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, not that good, who would have guessed? It's not like that's a point I've been hammering home 1,000 times in this game or anything like that. So, only one last unit to deal with, and that is Lorenz. So, I will admit, the first time I played this game, I killed him, because I'm an idiot. Now, the thing is, he does actually appear in the next game, and I knew that he appeared in the next game, and yet somehow that completely slipped my mind, and I ended up killing him anyway, because, again, I am a moron. However, you can recruit him, and with 2 different characters. You can recruit him with Marth, or you can recruit him with Seda. The canon path seems to be to recruit him with Marth, and to be honest, I like that conversation better, so we're gonna go with that one. And the rest of this is pretty much just gonna be healing up, because Maria's just so close to promoting, 4 levels off. Of course, we're all pretty close. I said that earlier, but it's still true, because Kane is level 19. So, when I first saw Lorenz, I thought he was related to Gil or something. He's not related to Gil, nor is he related to the king. He's just a general here that kind of comes out of nowhere, but he's a fairly important character, and I like him. I say he's important because After Camus died, Marth finally figured out a way to sort of word this so that somebody loyal to a country wouldn't exactly want to fight for the country. Basically, the logic here is, you say you're fighting for your country, but by doing this, you're actually ruining its reputation and really the country in general, so by keeping up the fight, you're just running it into the ground. Which, to be fair, Lorenz was opposed to the war from the start, and he was opposed to the king's actions, so I guess that, not really lack of loyalty, I mean he's here, but that doubt, maybe that's what allows him to listen to Marth, unlike Camus, but I don't know. I still think if you put it like this to Camus, he would have been like, oh, actually, yeah, I'm stupid. Okay, well, I guess I'll join you now. Thank you for that, Big Boss version of Geel. It's bad enough we had to kill one person today, especially since it was Camus. But at the very least, somebody listened to us. And in the end, well, that's not exactly a silver... Well, it's a silver lining. It's not the best situation, but it's a silver lining nonetheless. And with that, we're done here. It's, again, just gonna be healing it up. Oh yeah, and of course, future me, tell him about Lorenz. If you don't already have a knight with you, Lorenz isn't actually a bad general. He does start with a lot of defense, but unfortunately his defense growth rate isn't the best. His other growth rates aren't too bad though, and he is a level 5 general, which at this point in the game is actually pretty generous. He still has 15 more levels to go before he actually hits his cap, so overall he's not too bad. Alright, well, I'm sure at this point you have been told about Lorenz, so... Well, we're just gonna wrap up here. Oh man, level 17. Can we get Maria to level 20 by the end of the game? Who knows? Well, I do, of course. But I'm not telling you just yet. You know, it might not happen. Maybe she'll get to level 19, but then I'll already have completed the final chapter. You ever think of that? Maybe? Alright, well, that doesn't matter. What matters is, we're done here. Sorry, your dumb boyfriend was kind of an idiot and just charged headfirst into danger and was like, well, you know, I kinda have to, otherwise I'd be doing my motherland a disservice. Except, you know, now we're done with Grust, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna completely collapse or anything. It'll have to be repaired like anything else, but, at the very least, it's not like Martha's gonna burn the place to the ground or anything. It may be defeated now, but if Camus had defeated us, it'd be even worse, because then Dolor would be like, oh, hey, good job, thanks for that, guys. Alright, well, let's topple him now. Because we still hate humans, so the fact that you're a country full of humans, we don't exactly respect that. Sorry, guys, we know you fought for us, but... You know, them's the breaks. You join a bunch of evil dragons that want to destroy humanity, and then they destroy humanity. That's just how it goes. All love is now dead, so declareth me. I am very sad now. Well, actually, Nina, that was really bad writing. I mean, generally people are sad when loved ones die, so the fact that Martha's just like, okay, well, yeah, whatever. Not gonna shed a tear or anything. I'm just kinda sad about it. I said, aww, before I moved on with it.